Hey guys, this is your spiritual guidance from Nana, back to do another message from Spirit for you. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited. I've got a new deck. I've already shuffled and prayed over all the decks we're going to use, guys, because I like to use several, I noticed. And I'm just... distractions. There were so many distractions. I don't know if you've been distracted lately. For whatever reason, but there was a lot of distractions, a lot of things that came up just before I started on this. But I wanted to show you the card that came out in the pre-shuffle, all right, and the clarifier that came out for that. There we go, right there. Surrender to the journey. That's what was so funny, is that I had so many things come up, and then, I started this message and I paused it because I said, go grab your cup of tea, your coffee, your shot, whatever, and I realized that I hadn't brought a drink. So I put it on pause, went to go make a cup of tea, sat down, it was totally fine, went to go hit the unpause button, and boom, stopped the tape. And because I'm doing this on my phone and I'm a greenhorn, I started it over, but here we are. So surrendering to the journey, release control. There were several times in there I just had to take a deep breath and say, just go with the flow. It's going to happen when it's meant to happen, period. And that's what I feel like some of you guys might be going through a little bit. So surrender to the journey. Six of Swords came out to clarify that. And it says here, better times ahead, tranquility, overcoming hardships, conflicts resolved, becoming stable, restoration, peace. So in this new adventure, this new journey, some of you are in the middle of a journey, some of you just started. All right, some of you are branching out. You're branching out into different areas. But to stay in the flow, you're going to have to release control. Boy, that's a rhyme. I rhyme when I do these things, and I don't mean to. To stay in the flow, release control. Makes sense, huh? So those were the two that came out for the pre-shuffle. And then I shuffled and put these out here. This is going to be your energy, your obstacle, or challenge, I like to call it, and what Spirit wants you to know, okay? And we're going to draw some more on there. So let's just go ahead and get started. This is a message for the collective, if I haven't said so. Yeah. I just go with the flow, and I'm an intuitive reader. I get a lot of downloads while I'm speaking to you guys, actually. The Spirit of God just... anymore, he might give me a story, he might give me a title, he might give me one word, one sentence, but other than that, I just pray and I go. Anymore. Anyway, the tea is worth it. So what's in your energy right now? Okay. You've got the Queen of Cups, creative idealist. You're emotionally connected right now, being in the flow, deep feelings, empathic, intuitive, psychic, loving. So some of you, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, these are energies, guys, okay? So if a female comes up, it can apply to a guy too, all right? You're in the flow. Your energy is you're in the flow right now. You're being empathic. You're being intuitive. You're being emotionally connected. All right. And the clarifiers that came out with that were King of Coins. Strong sense of self-worth, financially stable, hardworking, dependable, successful. You're grounded, abundant, secure, stable. Wow. In your energy, you are a boss. See, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl. It's energies, guys. So right now you are, you're feeling stable at this time. You're feeling, you're being hardworking and dependable. You're successful, grounded, abundant, strong sense of self-worth. The other one that came out was Three of Swords. It's not like you haven't been through any deep emotional pain. You have, and maybe that's why at this time, that's why in this season right now, surrendering to the journey, you know, you're surrendering your emotions, you're surrendering your spirit, and you're surrendering everything. Some of you could be dealing with a water sign, some of you could be dealing with an earth sign. Or you could be the earth sign dealing with a water sign, or you could be a water sign dealing with an earth sign. It could be that as well. But you've known what it's like to go through grief and disillusionment and sorrow. You've been through depression before, heartbreak, misunderstanding, tears, and loss. And so that's why I believe that the people that I'm talking to, listen. You're a leader. I know you are. Because on the bottom, okay, of this deck was Wise Leader. You are a beacon for others who I'm talking to. And that's why you're bossing up. You're bossing up in being creative. You're bossing up in being more of a provider, not only for others, but for yourself. You're learning how to be more, financially stable. You're very hardworking. You're a dependable person. You're empathic. You love being in the flow. When you're in the Queen of Cups energy, you love being in that flow. The flow with the divine, the flow with your emotions, the flow of life. Okay? Yeah. But it's not like you haven't seen grief and disillusionment and sorrow, okay? It's not like you haven't ever been depressed or had to fight with depression even. It's not that you haven't been through heartbreak. If anything else, to get to a Queen of Cups and a King, a king and a queen, you're masculine and feminine coming together and just freaking being a boss. Man, you go through things in life. You've taken a view from above. You've gotten the bigger picture, not only in your life, but in others' lives around you. That's how you've gotten the eyes, the eyes to stay above the water, so to speak, is when you get into that place of disillusionment or grief or sorrow or depression or heartbreak or a misunderstanding. Yes, you're human. Yes, you're going to cry. Yes, it hurts. Three of Swords hurts. It freaking hurts. People stabbing you in the heart. Heartbreak from relationships. The healing that takes. Releasing that takes. The optimistic recovery that it takes. You know what pain is. But in the midst of that, you've decided to take a view from above, period. To get out from underneath it. That's what you got to do with a problem. When you can't see, it's because you're standing too close to the rock, or the rocks, or the boulders, or the tower that has come crumbling down around you. Get a view from above. Step back. You have it within you, okay, to control those emotions. I want to get another card from this deck here for this. Thank you guys for being here. I thank you for all your likes and subscribes. If this message touches you at all, guys, give me a thumbs up, all right? Comment down below. All right, give me a green heart or purple heart even. Purple. All right. What have we got for another message for this energy? Getting a view from above. You're getting a view from above about love. What love truly... Look what's on the bottom of this, guys. Again. Leadership. Some of you might like polar bears. You're drawn to polar bears. You love Alaska. But there was leadership on both the bottoms of the decks, guys. Both of them. That's insane. You're getting a view, a different view about what love really means for some of you. You know? That balance of giving and taking, that yin and that yang. You know, being able to have people around you that you can love, that you can trust. I just saw a quote today about love. It was saying, you know, if you can't love yourself, how can you'll be chasing after people to love you that don't even love themselves. You've got to love yourself first. You know, even in the Word of God, it says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Well, you can't really love your neighbor if you don't love yourself. But some of you, this is an actual love as well. There's been grief and disillusionment and sorrow. There's been heartbreak and misunderstanding. There's been tears and there's been loss. But through that emotional pain too, and as time goes on, you are going to see a view from above in that. Solitude. Some of you are finding solace in solitude, whether it's going out fishing, whether it's spending time by yourself out in nature somehow, pulling away. What's in your challenge position right now? Some of you might feel like sometimes like you're left out in the cold. You might feel rejected, or there might be some turmoil going around you. You might feel, excuse me, alienated at times. Some of you might be living in harsh conditions. You might have experienced some kind of loss or change or breakup. This is in your challenge right now. This is in what people consider an obstacle or a wall, but for you, it's going to be a challenge. You might be dealing with some unhealthy patterns right now. That is an obstacle for you, a challenge for you. Physical or emotional abuse, maybe negative karmic connections, toxic, energetic. You know, codependency. So this is in your challenge right now. Some of you could be surrounded by some toxic people that you need to get rid of in your life, you know? As you surrender to the journey, as you surrender to the place that you're going, there might be some toxic people that you're going to have to let go, that you cannot take with you. All right, let's see what a clarifier is for that. When can this take place for you? This is, I think it's called vernal equinox, dark to light, timing. a few days. It's time. Act now. Fresh start. Awakening. Spring. So in this springtime is when you're going to start feeling like you're coming out of some of this. Out of some of this feeling of left out in the cold. Out of turmoil. Out of breakup or change or rejection. It's also going to be a time, I think, when you're going to recognize more who the toxic people are in your lives, or the toxic habits that you have within yourself. Because springtime is also a time, not just a fresh start, an awakening, but a time that we detox from the winter. It could be a time for you to think about maybe some lifestyle changes a little bit, you know? Some lifestyle changes that you need to make, possibly, that can help you out in certain areas that you're struggling with. Do your research, whatever the area that is for you, okay? Do your research, and an answer will come. All right? So I think sometime in the spring, too, you're going to see, I think you're going to see that you're going to be looking ahead more, that there's going to be positive changes. Some things are going to rebuild in your life. You're going to have more acceptance of yourself and who you are. You're also going to just make some real positive changes. We're going to get one clarifier too from this deck. Okay, the challenge. Can you give us some encouragement with this challenge here? One more time. Here we go. So, journey by moonlight, believe in magic, ascending the mountain, keep going forward. Keep going forward, keep pressing through. All of us have down times, guys. All of us have, times where we don't feel like we have it all together. We don't know the answers. We're seasons are changing for us too, And it's like, as you get older, the one thing that I've noticed, I just turned 63, and the one thing that I notice is that you seem to take change. You anticipate change. You look forward to change. What's going to change? How am I going to change? I used to be so afraid of it all the time. Like all the time. And now I'm excited about it. Let's cut the deck here. So keep moving forward. Because there's an opportunity that's going to be coming your way. And your heart is pure. You need to surrender to the journey because there's a new opportunity that's coming your way. Okay? And you have a pure heart. A pure heart. Your spirit team looks after people who have a pure heart. It doesn't mean that you always get it right. It doesn't mean that you don't have problems or that you don't have trials or tribulations. It doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. But it's like this other quote said, you're stronger when you get back up from falling down. It's better than not falling at all. Those that don't go through the trials and tribulations of life and they don't They repeat cycles over and over again. They don't make it through to the lesson on the other side. They're doomed to stagnancy, and and that's not where you're at. You're a person who is chosen, who believes in a dream, who believes in a vision, and your spirit team is saying that you've got the pureness of heart. Surrender to the journey, because in that journey is where you find abundance, and the journey is where you find happiness. When you look back on your journey, you'll see that most of your lessons were not reaching the destination, but in the journey. What does Spirit have to say? You're a youthful dreamer, an idealist. You can be a naive at times. You have a psychic inner voice, beauty, romance, spiritual, musical, artistic. You're young at heart. I don't care how old you are. Clarifier for that was 8 of Cups, walking away. Release what doesn't serve you, emotionally unfulfilled, time to move on, letting go. You're letting go of this feeling out in the cold. You're letting go of rejection and turmoil, and letting go of harsh conditions and financial ruin, and letting go of loss. You're letting go of that breakup. You're letting go. You're choosing to go in solitude. To stand up strong in your emotions, to stand up strong in the foundation of your life. You're taking all those unwanted, unnecessary, emotional, draining stuff, and you're choosing to drop it. That's what I feel like. You're choosing to walk away. Some of you physically, some of you emotionally, some of you spiritually, some of all of the above. It's going to be more about where you're going, what you need to do, what your purpose is, what your mission is. And if you want to be a partner of mine, if you want to be my king to my queen, or my queen to my king, then let's do it together. You're surrendering to the journey. Period. Can we get a clarifier? Spirit, what else is the message that you want to give the viewer about this? What is your advice? Thank you. I appreciate it. Your advice, please. All right. Advice from Spirit. Flexibility. That came out the other day in 3 other decks. It's going to take flexibility and courage. Flexibility and courage. Okay? To believe to let go and let God, to move into an unknown territory, to choosing your path, to co-creating, to surrender to the journey. If you surrender to the journey itself, there's going to be a lot of destinations along the way. There's going to be a lot of surprises along the way. There's going to be a lot of divine missions, a lot of divine assignments along the way that are going to be fulfilling. More fulfilling than you had even planned. All right. We're going to get a couple more. Advice from Spirit, please. I love purple. Purple, purple. Advice from Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. Beneath the surface of you. Beneath the surface of you lays so much more than what some of you have seen because of your pure heart. There's new opportunities that are going to come your way. Your giftings are going to implode a little more. See? Stay focused. Stay the course. Voyage of the heart, love flows through you and to you because you, in your energy, you're opened up, okay, to being in the flow, for deep feeling, for empathic, for intuitive, for psychic. You're also, you know, strong working and hardworking, dependable, successful, grounded. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I want to get one more. I just want one more for advice from Spirit too. Yep. Surrendering to the journey. When you do that with an open mind, when you do that with an open heart, look, live playfully with a light heart. Listen to the voice of your inner child. Listen to the voice of your inner child. Okay? In the midst of all the adulting, have some fun, have some play come into your life. Rise above the dark days of life. Do not fight them, but have faith that the light will always return. Always return. Okay, guys, I love you. Till next time.